enough of this shit already.
For real. For real.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jesse Daniels, a.k.a. Evil the Shit God. And I am currently on the line right now with a good long-time buddy of mine. We haven't talked in a long time, but this was a better excuse than most to start talking, the reason we're here tonight. So basically, to give everyone a preface of what we're going to be doing here, this is my buddy Porkchop. We trained together a long time ago in GXW, and we kind of went separate ways, but still kept a love for wrestling in our own ways. And basically, he was just involved in a recent situation that I'm sure a lot of you may have heard about a certain Hart family member grabbing his fucking juice box and carrying his ass up the road. We're talking, of course, about none other than Teddy Hart. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a minute to just let people know who you are. Porkchop Johnson, it's good to have you on the show. Tell us about yourself.
First of all, thank you for having me on the show, Jesse. My name is Porkchop Johnson. I've been a professional wrestler for about, actually, this April the 25th will actually be my 5th anniversary of the professional wrestler.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember your debut.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So hopefully by who's it, next month, hopefully by around that time, hopefully the whole coronavirus dies down and hopefully everybody gets back to business as usual.
Yeah, it's something that's attacking everyone's business right now, and it's so sad, but like the people that are still able to work, they're the fucking unsung heroes right now, because they're the restaurant people and just people that normally get treated like shit. They're suddenly valued members of society now. So
exactly,
yay, coronavirus.
Retail people. Oh my goodness, retail people. I salute them, man. They probably got it the toughest besides the people in the medical field. My hat's off to them.
Absolutely, and I believe anybody that's working right now should get fucking hazard pay.
And then some.
But so I didn't want to dive right into this, but I can at least let people know before we hit the 9 o'clock mark the main topic that brought us here tonight. And I got a little bit of shit right here pulled up on my computer that I can show you guys about it, but it's primarily goes like this. So Maria Manic, who is another girl that was in me and Porkchop's training class, she is now in Ring of Honor. Hats off, kudos to her. Maria, good job. And she has recently begun dating, I believe. I don't know when they got together. You might have to help me put some timeline together tonight. But she recently began dating Teddy Hart, who's one of the, I believe he's Bret Hart's grandson. Am I right?
Repeat that again. Something wrong with your audio there.
I said, I'm sorry. Is Teddy Hart Bret Hart's grandson?
I believe that's his nephew, if I recall correctly.
Okay, so he's a Hart. He's a Hart. So recently, and this was maybe a month ago, Teddy Hart was arrested for drug possession with intent to distribute here in Richmond, Virginia, where we live. So that was kind of like, whoa, and they mentioned in the article that he and Maria were dating. And I was a little bit taken aback by that, but some people go through fucked up spots. I understand that, and I empathize with that. Now, the situation we have before us today, apparently 2 days ago, Teddy Hart and Maria Manic were staying at an Airbnb after Teddy Hart had just left Porkchop's apartment for just recently. You guys were roommates.
Or rather got booted out.
That's a good way of putting it. So Porkchop had just kicked out Teddy for reasons we will go into a little bit later. And apparently an altercation occurred between Maria Manic and Teddy where he put his hands on her and he choked her. And I go on to read your Facebook post you made to find out that he had been stealing money from her and all these other things. Uh-oh, I guess we lost Porkchop, but it's okay. We'll get him back on here in a second. Basically, Teddy Hart assaulted Maria Manic, and not so many words. So what it came down to was Porkchop's tag partner, Ace Montana, came to this Airbnb where they both were with a gun. And so he had to, you still there, Porkchop?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's sometimes when you do it on Wi-Fi, the stream fucks up, but we'll keep pulling you back on here if you fall off. It's okay.
Okay.
So it got to the point where Ace Montana had to enter the residence when he said this in the interview, I'm not gonna lie, he gained a whole lot of cool points with me with a Taurus Judge revolver, which is, if you don't know, it shoots shotgun shells and 45 ammo. He had to forcibly remove Teddy Hart from the residence because Maria was on the ground passed out because he choked her out. And all this, there's a video of it, which I'm going to play later tonight, of the altercation between Ace Montana and Teddy Hart. All this happens so suddenly. And basically what I want to do, it looks like we lost Porkchop again, but it's okay. Basically what I want to do is bring Porkchop on here and give him an opportunity to express his side of the story from when he and Teddy were roommates, and just tell us a little bit about maybe the inner workings of what happened from his point of view on this whole Teddy Hart situation. So it looks like he's back in here now. We got you back on here now, brother. Can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me, Porkchop?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you start giving your input. So tell us about how you and Teddy Hart came to be roommates. Hey, so your audio's breaking up, brother. Your audio's breaking up, but hold on a second. I'm going to call you on Facebook, and we'll just do it like that, so I know there won't be any issues, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. We're just having a slight technical problem, but it's okay, because here at What It Do Fam Radio and W.I.D.E TV and The Finishing Move, hosted by Jesse Daniels, we know how to get past those fucking problems because we know what you people want to hear. So I'm going to call Porkchop back, and we're going to get this story right from the Porkchop's mouth. Don't really want to put his info out there like that, but here we go. Now it's ringing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. That's much better.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me good?
Let me put you on speaker. How about now?
Yeah, can you hear me fine?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're back live on air. I got you on the phone in front of the mic, so there shouldn't be any more problems. Basically, I want you to tell the story of how you and Teddy Hart came to be roommates.
Okay. So as I alluded to earlier for the phone call interruption, basically how me and Teddy Hart met. He got arrested, as I mentioned earlier, last month for drug charges. He's actually going to be released, I believe, a couple weeks later, provided since he's going to pretty much be on house arrest and basically be stuck in the state of Virginia for pretty much until the duration of his trial in April. How long that's going to be? He pretty much needed a place to stay. But that's what originally Maria reached out to Ace to see if he knew anybody that might have to actually have available space. And then Ace called me. He's like, "Hey, we got a situation. Teddy got arrested for drugs. He's gonna need a place to stay. You think he might be able to squeeze him in?" Like, yeah, sure.
Wow, that's a big fucking heart right there, knowing that you took him in the middle of all that shit.
Yep. So about a week later or so, after I got the got the house in order to prepare for him to come in. Picked him up from the jail cell, I believe it was February the 21st. Which was, I believe, on a Friday. I picked him up from the jail cell and actually dropped him off at the apartment. Because at the time, me and Ace is getting ready to be married the next day, so we pretty much like hanging out or whatever, having a good time.
Oh yeah, I think I heard the story where you guys had to go on his fucking honeymoon to buy groceries for him.
Yeah, well during the bachelor night, we basically spent the whole day getting groceries for Teddy Hart and pretty much hanging out with him and everything. That's their Ace and Teddy met for the first time.
That's ridiculous. And
yeah, ain't that some spooky shit right there? Spending your whole day on bachelor party or bachelor day hanging out with some big old jailbird or whatever. I don't know.
And then almost having to kill him a month later.
Oh, twice, matter of fact. Not even for the Ace, for me.
And
more on that later. Yeah, more on that later. So anyway, we hang out for a little while and got a little bit of backstory of what led to his arrest. Apparently he's driving through Richmond somewhere in a Maserati, probably acting a fool, whatever. He got pulled over. Like I said earlier, he had some kind of, at least steroids, had some kind of marijuana, and then apparently the car he was driving wasn't licensed under his name, so they pretty much got him on that too.
Damn. And so so this is my thing. In the video that I saw with the altercation between him and Ace.
Yeah.
And I've been around people on drugs before because I know the wrestling business and I know the music business. Yep. So to me, it looked like that guy was strung out on meth.
He had to have been. Despite being pretty much drilling in his head, there's to be no use of drugs or possession of drugs in this household. So and I don't know, maybe he had somebody supplying some drugs while he's dead. Who the hell knows? But
so the thing was, he got busted with intent to distribute. Now, intent to distribute means whatever he had on him, he had a fuckload of it on him, enough that they thought he could be selling it and making money.
Exactly. And
driving in a fucking Maserati didn't help, I'm sure. But my thing,
can I tell you a story about the Maserati deal?
Go the head on.
So basically, the first day when me and Ace met him, he's going on and on about as soon as he gets his Maserati, apparently because he doesn't have a job and whatever besides wrestling, apparently he can't afford the cars. So I don't understand, like, you know damn well you can't afford it, and why the hell you get it? Anyway, he's looking to rent it out or something. Look at me. Hey, you think you might be interested renting out a Maserati? Maybe take a girl out on a date, this, that, and other. I told him, like, first of all, I just recently got in a vehicle. I just got in a 2008 Toyota Prius hybrid.
You need a Maserati to take a chick out on a date to flex one time?
Exactly. But get this. So I got this new vehicle, the Prius. I paid $4,000 cash money for it. So pretty much no more car payments for the foreseeable future.
Fuck yeah.
So let me get this straight. Do you want me to go from not having a car payment to having some goddamn vehicle you know damn well I don't need, and go back to paying car payments and then hire insurance rates, hire property tax, hire everything? Like, you think I'm gonna go back to car payments? Hell no. Come on now.
So now, from what I'm to understand, when you guys went shopping at Ace's bachelor party, which still, that's fucking Christ, like, kudos off to both of you guys for that, because y'all are some big-hearted motherfuckers for that.
No, we some damn fools. That's what we were.
but and yeah, I mean, you got burned for being nice, man, and it sucks because that's how people stop being nice when they keep getting fucked like this. Yep. But one of the things basically I wanted to point out and emphasize on this program that I noticed from a lot of the other stuff I've been reading, he didn't have any money when he got out of jail, so he was using you almost as a loan company, right?
Hell yes. He basically didn't have a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of.
Word. So, yeah, and that's a shitty thing, really, like, especially for you didn't even know the guy. It was a favor to Maria.
Exactly.
And I just can't believe that I have the opportunity to sit here and talk about this right now on a fucking podcast with you, but it's I feel like this was meant to, it's sad, but this could be you and Ace's fucking, this could be y'all's big break. You don't even know.
Could very well be. You never know.
And
always has this belief that everything happens for a reason. So who knows?
And as you said, you said in your post you had a catchphrase, "Get ready, Teddy," that you were gonna stop using because of this shit.
Yeah, I had to talk with a couple people, like, because that whole craziness out there, like, yeah, I don't really know. And I just want to clear with everybody, like, contract properly. No, I didn't get the echo catchphrase from Teddy. I actually got it from a movie. It's from 1991. It's called Another You, that starred Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Oh yeah, Richard Pryor's that dude.
Oh yeah. So anyway, I basically got that whole saying for that movie, and everybody seemed to like it and all that. And then the whole craziness of Teddy happened. Like, yeah, I really know. And then I talked with a couple of people. It's like, no, you should keep it, man. See the liking.
Yeah,
some of you suggested I make a T-shirt. I'm like,
yes, this is what I was gonna suggest, because I saw both of Ace's interviews that he did, and they mentioned a T-shirt to him, and one of them he was gonna say, "Get your fucking juice box and carry your ass." If you two don't make fucking T-shirts, if you don't make a Get Ready Teddy T-shirt, and he doesn't make a Get Your Fucking Juice Box T-shirt, y'all are fucking up, man.
yeah,
This is the time. This is the moment. Grasp it. But so the Get Your Fucking Juice Box thing, I wanted to I know you're not on the screen right now, so you won't be able to see it, but I just want to play for the people that are watching right now. I want to play them this video of Ace Montana and Teddy Hart after the altercation between Teddy and Maria.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm sure you'll hear it. You'll hear some of the audio of it.
Yeah.
But this is just fucking, guys.
Just out of this world.
It's one of the funnier things I think you'll ever see in your life. And anyone that knows me, you know, it's hard to make me laugh for a long period of time. This shit is fucking. Montana aren't even really the best of friends, but I still have a very mutual respect for him, and I would hope it's the same. But this shit gained me so many fucking cool points with Ace Montana. He might be on here next weekend. I don't know.
How do you gotta get him on your show?
Yeah, I can't say I haven't reached out, but we'll see where it goes. So I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna share this with everybody, and basically, I want people to know this is not a work.
Yes, indeed. Tell them again. This is not a work. I repeat. This is not a run. This is about as real as it can be.
And I saw people talking like, you know, there was, because they said in the video, which you'll see, they said the cops are coming, and they hadn't called the cops yet. They were just trying to get him the fuck away, which I understand.
Yeah, he clearly said that. And he's still like, y'all bunch of dumbass. He clearly said, like, I'm just going to say that just to scare him. They still like, well, this supposed to be work because it's all the cops. Like,
yeah, and then you'll see a cop car in the background of the video, and it's you know, that was completely coincidental, and there is nothing that's a work about this. So Porkchop, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, but I'll try to make it as best to you as I can, and I'm going to just play this video for people and see, let them see the real Teddy Hart. So here goes nothing. This is the Teddy Hart gun incident from 2 days ago.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna go out there, lock the door behind me.
All my stuff's missing from up here.
You hear me? Lock this behind me, okay?
Are you leaving or are you talking?
I'm gonna let the other cops on the way just to scare him.
Okay.
The gun case that you took off my truck, I'd put it back if I was you. I'd put it back if I was you. Put the gun case on my fucking truck, Teddy Hart. Fuck you, Teddy. Hey, the cops are on the way. We're good. And here's the thing. You physically assaulted her? Yes, you did, and choking her out? Put my fucking case back on it. Put that motherfucker, put it back on the fucking truck, Teddy Hart. Fuck you. I'm tougher than you think. I'll beat your fucking ass. Grab
I'll
your
beat your fucking ass.
and start stepping. Put it
Get
the
him,
fuck back. Grab your fucking shit and get the fuck up the road.
Put his hands on the female, but when he comes up to real man, oh, he don't want none of that.
Fuck off, dude. I don't care. Fuck off.
Right.
Get your shit and get the fuck up the road. Teddy Hart, get your fucking ass up the road. The cops are on the way for what you did to her. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. She's got the marks to prove it. Get your fucking juice box and get the fuck up the road.
He said, get your fucking juice box
I don't
and
want to
get
hear
the
your voice anymore. Get the fuck up the road.
Your one fucking flip flop.
Yeah, you did. She's got the marks. So when the cops are gonna do, she's pressing charges. I've already got her doing it. So you're going back to jail, Teddy. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Have a good day.
And my favorite part right here, I'm going to let him hear this.
Have a good day. At the end. Have a good day.
My favorite part. We'll talk about it.
Okay, sure. She's got the marks to prove it.
Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Have a good one.
He knows he's talking all that shit while walking away.
Teddy, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. When the cops get here, I'm going to help her out.
Didn't Ace mention
no, I'm good. I can't even hear you right now. I can't even hear you right now. Keep going.
Yeah.
Quit.
And he's saying right.
Have a good
he's
one.
saying right now in the
one.
video, you can't really hear it because our quality is shitty. But he's saying, let's me and you have a match. You're a great wrestler. You and Porkchop versus me and Randy Pavo. And what I want to know, is what in the goddamn holy fuck did Randy Pavo have to do with any of this?
I don't even know they having the show. They still having the show because of the whole coronavirus controversy or crisis or whatever.
Yeah, we got one of our shows canceled over that shit too.
Yep. Yeah, if I had to take it, that's probably where he got Lanny from. The fact that he had a book for that show in Canada. So, but other than that, who the hell knows where that warped is? Lanny Poffo.
But yeah, like so, a couple things surrounding this that one thing I want to get into. So that's the real Teddy Hart. We've all seen it. We know what it, and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
a guy has a mental disorder. Don't bother to treat it.
Yeah.
Got the disorder, you don't treat it. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Don't you want to get well?
One of the things I wanted to do to give people a little bit of a background was we know you guys were roommates, but a lot of people don't know specifically, like, and you mentioned this in your post. I was just going to get you to elaborate a little bit. What were some of the things that he did that were like some first signs that was like, hey, this guy's not really right, you know, or that he might have been on drugs or something?
Well, the first thing is, I guess, because he was so thankful the fact that I opened my home to him, he said, like, oh, so God bless you, da-da.
Like overly praise.
Yes. And then, get this. He said, because he's so thankful that I basically saved his life, he's one that make me 50% owner of all his assets. But you know it's a damn lie, because first of all...
What assets?
That damn cat. That's probably the only asset there, that damn cat. So I was thinking, like, first of all, he says, you surely will need my help or Maria's help. The damn lie. 50% owner of my assets. Get the fuck out of town.
What was he doing when you guys got moved in, or what gave him a chance and he started being overly grateful? What was some of the things he did? And I thought this was fucking hilarious when you talked about it. What was a great interior decorator.
Oh, so he thinks. I mean, it was good. It's actually pretty cool at first, but he's one of those types where you give him enough rope, the motherfucker think he's a cowboy.
For real. So what he would like, he in your room, I think you said, and like take some of your wrestling shit and decorate the apartment with it?
Some of my wrestling shit, some of my Nintendo shit, And some of my merchandising ads was supposed to install in the daggone stores that week. First time you actually got a hold of my old ads, which were like extra leftovers or whatever. And first I saw it, like first of all, why the hell are you in my room? You ain't got no business. You needs in the kitchen, the living room, wherever. But,
real shit.
Yeah, like gotta admit though, like it's just pretty cool though. Like okay, so I kind of let it slide. And about the next day, he decided to make some decorations up in the kitchen area. Like, you're still going through my shit right here, but that shit looks cool right there. Ain't gonna lie though, man. They had a pretty nice setup there. Like, at first, and then I had to tell him like, look, man, this looks cool and all, but I'm gonna need you to keep your ass out of my room, man. Just no.
For real. And I was gonna say kudos and like super fucking hats off to you for that, dude, because I've people before, and sometimes after he went in my room the first time, it would have been like, pack your shit, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know you say you're a dummy, and I don't say that. I don't think so. I think I wanted to genuinely help.
Right. And then the next day, he decided to set up some displays in the bathroom.
God damn.
Which was auto alone. I started noticing like I can't open the daggone medicine cabinet without shit falling off the daggone tub or sink or whatever. Like, Daddy, I'm here. Or as my dad would say, Teddy, in the center. We got a hell of a problem. Not only you got the structures here in the kitchen and in the bathroom, I couldn't find my clear. I couldn't find my deodorant. I couldn't even find my daggone diabetes kit.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
That's like going forward, no more display. The stuff in the living room, that can still shit in the kitchen, bathroom must be taken down. I believe it was actually on a Friday where I pretty much gave you the entire weekend to take all this shit down. Have everything in its proper order, its proper habitat and whatnot. This shit's not done by, I think it gave him a deadline of 6 a.m. Monday morning. Your ass is out of here.
Now you said that one thing I do want to call you on. The more I got into the story, the more I was like, okay, I get it. But you said in the thing, if you were gonna call his parole officer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, come on, Porkchop. Did you really think that him not cleaning it was worth the man's freedom?
Well, here's the thing.
And I get he's a piece of shit, but I'm gonna tell your side of the story.
I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing. You ever heard the old saying like, "He that pays the bills, make it the damn rules"?
Absolutely right.
Exactly. That's how I operated on. Like, look, you got the entire weekend. Clean up, or you're gonna have to find another place to live. I just told him like I simply cannot live in chaos and disorder. That shit right there.
And that's not unfair. What you offered him, that's not unfair.
Yeah, like he had a whole fucking weekend to clean that shit up.
And it probably would have taken no more than an hour at the most, you know?
Or at least he had the whole freaking weekend. I'm like, oh, get this. Every time I call over to check up on him throughout the weekend, like, so, how's the apartment looking? Oh, it's getting there. Hey, send me some pictures of the problem. Oh, can't do that. Couldn't do that. I got enough space on my phone. I was like, bullshit. You know damn well you can actually delete some space if you can run out of space.
And
that person told him, like, this motherfucker probably started the dang old thing.
And it's, it's sad though that you got a grown man like that, to look after, just to get him to do responsible shit. And fuck, I mean, that's we already know he's a piece of shit. I'm not making this podcast to trash Teddy Hart. Well, actually, no, I can't even say that. I'm making this podcast to tell the fucking truth, because if it takes interviewing him on this motherfucker when he gets out of jail to get the truth, then that's what I want to do. But
if you do that some tales or whatnot.
Well, as long as we have this forewarning though, and we know that, then it's okay. But it's the saddest part to me about this whole thing, and not only were you a victim, not only was a lot of people victimized, but Maria.
I was just myself a victim. I feel myself a damn fool for even giving him a chance.
And you're not, and genuinely, as a friend, I'd like to tell you that don't let that make you afraid to love again, to help again, but definitely just be more cautious. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But to get into the Maria thing a little bit now, I don't know if everybody 100% knows who Maria is, so I'll give a little bit of a background on her. She was a trainee that came into the school that Porkchop trained at GXW Training Academy in Richmond. It's no longer around, but I one of the things that sticks out to me that I remember about Maria that's so fucking ironic to this day, the way everyone looked at her like, oh, this pinup Barbie girl, she can't even take a bump, and they talk shit about her, but half the dudes in there wanted to fuck her. And it's true. And I did some studying on human psychology to figure this out. And it's not really just a man thing, but women do it too. When there's someone that you're sexually attracted to in any type of way, and you know in your heart there's no way you're ever going to do anything, or have a relationship with that person, it creates a frustration symptom, like in some people, that cause to act out and lash out. You know what I mean? Like it's just like in kids on the playground, when you like a girl, you make fun of her.
Exactly.
And it turns into these unhealthy adult tactics that were basically, I saw them, they treated her like shit, man. But she fucking fought through every goddamn training that I saw her at. She progressed and became better and better, and they just had that biased, pre-rooted hatred about her that they didn't want her to succeed.
Oh, she's a Barbie girl. She ain't gonna really amount to much. She gonna do this, that. I'm like, come on, y'all.
Yeah, and so, from your perspective, tell us how as far as you know, how Maria got involved with Teddy.
Ooh, that's a very good question. I guess they met up on the road somewhere. I guess one of the either Ring of Honor, probably one of the independent shows that Teddy was wrestling at.
Goddamn Ring of Honor, it's all your fault.
I knew she was dating some other wrestler, and then fortunately that relationship went awry, and then I guess that's how they met. How she met Teddy. I believe he started dating probably, I want to say, late last year.
Right.
Around October, November or so, I want to say, but I don't know.
And now
I don't really know the exact details, but I kind of got little bits and pieces.
Right. Now they weren't together when this happened, right? With the whole altercation where he put his hands on her and Ace with the gun and shit. They weren't together anymore when this happened a couple of days ago, right?
At least though, I think it's a case where she's trying to offer assistance and give him a hand, and then like I said before, you give him enough rope, you think he's a damn cowboy.
Real shit. Yeah. And so what I basically want to get into, and this is kind of the toughest part of this whole situation for me to figure out. The timeline of all these events. Now, I heard you on your Facebook post, you said you got a call from Maria, and she sounded like got two words out and then hung up, right? Yeah. Okay, and then Ace says he got a text from her saying I'm in debt, and I'm wondering did she text you or him first? How did all this come about?
Yeah, the incident when she texted me actually happened, I want to say about a couple of days or so after I kicked Teddy out.
Okay.
And then they were staying in a hotel somewhere, and then I was getting ready for work the next morning, and then she suddenly called me. She said, hey, John. And then suddenly the phone was like, what the hell's going on here? I went over to the hotel, figured out what the hell's going on, and then I saw Teddy outside, like, Teddy, what the hell's going on here? Like, oh, nothing, everything's fine. I'm like, where's Maria? Show me where Maria is. So I went over to the hotel door. First of all, make sure she was all right. So I was in the hotel room, basically trying to figure out what the hell's going on. while she was in the shower or something, he apparently stole some money for her, and then she went out of the bathroom, basically called his ass red-handed, and basically said, like, I caught you, give me my damn money back. Oh, no, I didn't steal. See, I swear to God, I didn't steal. I'm like, Teddy, don't be so complicated. It needs to be, get the your damn money back and just basically get lost.
Dirtbag shit.
Yeah. And apparently, one thing led to another, and he decided to make a run for it. Because apparently he took her phone too. I basically called 911 on him. And then basically within a minute, they hauled ass over there to apprehend them.
Yeah. That's so stupid, man. Like, and another thing that I don't think I've even mentioned on this, that anybody that I think is something that needs to be fucking highlighted about this story, that I don't understand why it hasn't been gotten to the bottom of yet. Does Teddy Hart or not have a currently missing girlfriend that nobody knows where she is?
I've never heard him bits and pieces of that.
And that endangers me and worries me. That worries me even more, thinking of the danger Maria could have been in.
Exactly. Not only once but twice.
And you know, if I actually have a family member in West Virginia who her mom went missing when she was really early and when she was really young, and it just, for the longest time, they've always known and they've always thought they knew who did it, but they could never prove it. And
that's a damn shame right there.
It's like, to think, you guys could have stopped a serial murderer.
Exactly.
That's fucking incredible. Like, kudos and hats off.
On top of all the other legal shit he had to contend with.
Yeah, and it's just, it was stupid around the way to move, man, because like,
oh my Jesus,
the flexing on the Maserati, that was dumb right there. But you know, I could tell that and what makes me even more think he was on meth. Not only that he was covering up his steps a lot when he was doing this, but the interior decorating should have been your first fucking sign that there was some cocaine or something going on.
But my first thought was that, like, maybe the whole going to jail thing kind of traumatizing, and I guess he needed some kind of like outlet to express himself. So like, and that's pretty much the main reason why I kind of like brushed it off, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But now you think about it, like, you know, he could.
The motherfucker was in my house smoking rocks.
Yeah. I'd like to know where the hell he got it from. After I specifically told him there is to be no drugs in the goddamn household.
Right.
Why'd you get tangled up in something that got you here for the first place? That's just stupid.
And
for that shit.
Ace said in the interview that I watched that when he went to the house to confront Teddy and see if Maria was okay, that Teddy answered the door smoking a joint. And I'm like, you know, that to me, that tells me, because you only smoke a joint in one of two situations: when you're relaxed or trying to relax.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he was trying to come down from something.
Was that after he strangled her?
That was supposedly after he strangled her, from what I can put together. But it's like, you know, I've been in situations where, you know, you get a little heated, you argue with somebody, and you go fucking calm down and smoke a joint. I understand that. But it didn't, the fact he answered the door knowing that it was Ace outside and then had the joint in his mouth, even though Ace says he doesn't care about pot, which, you know, pot's pot. It is what it is. But it didn't help his case at all, especially knowing the cops were probably coming.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's dumb.
He knows that in front of the son, he always backpedals, comes with all sorts of excuses and everything just to cover his ass, rather than just saying, like, hey, I fucked up. I'll do better.
And he's this is another thing, like I said, that was mentioned on this other guy's podcast. The dude was like a master manipulator. Like, not a master. He was an amateur manipulator, so much that like level-headed people that knew how to pick that shit out. Like,
yeah, they can see those bullshit.
Exactly. Try to come their side and get all friendly and and I've seen that shit done before. It's no different to me.
Yeah, trying to appease his soul, whatever. Try to like get him to bring down the wall, so when the time is right, they go in for the kill, start pouncing on him.
Right. So to move on to, like, I guess a little bit lighter subject, the guy in the video we just watched a little while ago, Ace Montana. I know that's like that's like your shoot real life best friend.
Yep.
I know you guys got a tag team together, Bacon and Eggs. A curious question I've always had, because I think I heard him say on an interview earlier that he's bacon and you're eggs. Is that right?
That's right.
So hold on. How is Porkchop not bacon?
That's what you had to ask Ace.
I don't understand that, because I always thought it was the other way around. I don't get it.
Hey, can I tell you a quick story on how the whole Bacon and Ace team came about?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, we was both wrestling in GXW. Suddenly, Ace came up to him like, "Hey, Porkchop, yeah." Like, gee, what's the idea, Ace? I got an idea. Let's tag team together and call ourselves Bacon and Eggs.
It was his idea?
Look, he had like 3 freaking eggs, like, bacon and eggs? You want to take somebody that's called Porkchop and put them in a tag team called Bacon and Eggs? What's our finishing move going to be? The sunny side up? That's a terrible idea. And
it turned it that isn't it?
Yeah, might as well be. Back at first when he proposed it, I thought it was the stupidest idea. That's the silliest. Like, why'd you want to name somebody? It's bad that they call me Porkchop. Now you want to name something out of that damn breakfast dish? Like, are you on drugs? Like, what's wrong with you?
As long as I've ever known Ace, he's never did any kind of drugs around me. He's told me stories about other people doing drugs around him, like the Iron Sheik smoking crack around him, which was fucking hilarious.
I thought he was at that time, though.
As far as like wrestlers doing drugs, that's a funny topic, and it's a good way to kind of lead into where I wanted to go next. What are funny ass fucking stories besides Teddy Hart being fucking cranked out, of course? Do you know of any funny stories, I'm sure you do, in your 5 years of wrestling, that you dealt with a wrestler just so fucking high, Jeff Hardy fucked it, that he couldn't perform?
Have I had any deals with any wrestlers who were less than influence, or?
Have you ever had that happen? Never?
Nope.
Have you ever been in a locker room with someone getting fucked up and you were like, maybe this guy shouldn't be doing this?
I was at a show in Tennessee. This guy, he looked like he may have been under the influence, although I couldn't prove it. I mean, he just had this real blank stare, like, but
sounds like Soma's.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, other than that, I never really saw anybody actually partaking in any recreational drugs or alcohol or anything like that.
Well, that's good though, because that means you're working for companies that don't want that shit around, you know.
Exactly.
But, and this is me personally, and I'm not trying to get too political on here, but I'm sure we eventually will with this coronavirus shit going on. I believe personally that if marijuana was legal, a lot of these fucking problems that we have with criminals and people getting arrested over drug charges that are, I think a lot of that shit would go down in Virginia.
Right. I actually agree with that assessment.
It's mainly because the majority of drug possessions in Virginia, drug possession charges, are for marijuana, and not because cops are really kind of chilling out about it, but it's still the law, you know? And if you run into a dickhead cop that wants to be a dickhead, then, you know, he's just doing his job, but, you know, still.
But he's trying to make an example out of somebody at the same time, too.
Exactly.
Yep.
And say if weed were legal, we would still have a fully functioning, decently working Teddy Hart, but I feel like it might have helped. Feel like it might have fucking helped.
I think he was just been the same old warped his mind and all that silly shit. I think it probably wouldn't be as bad though, but I think he still has some of the same issues with him.
Yeah, but so as far as like funny wrestling stories, man, I just to get off of this fucking depressing Teddy Hart coronavirus nonsense, I want to talk about one of my favorite fucking angles that I ever saw you do. That like it was like I was a mark. I ain't gonna lie. There's hearsay at the time that I was gonna be written into this angle, and I was fucking marking out, but obviously that didn't happen. But so it was you and Ace versus the Goodfellas and Money Green. Holy fucking shit. So Shorty Smalls, I can't tell I want to get Shorty on here to tell some stories because holy fuck. We used to punch each other in the nuts for fun. That's all you need to know about me and Shorty Smalls. But so you guys and Shorty had this angle, and I think Ace got hurt in some kind of match with Standards and Practices. He took a book to the head and like got a concussion, I think. Mm-hmm. So right, go on. Nothing. So he took the book to the head and got a concussion, and from there they had to replace him. Yeah, right. They had to replace him. I don't know if he retired or what the shoot on that was, but so Money Green was like the Goodfellas' third Freebird tag, like their manager. Yep. And at the time, it was going to be you guys versus the Goodfellas for the strap. And so that shit with Ace happened. And so they did this angle where they turned on Money. And they got so over the night that they turned on Money Green that they had to go back and do the finisher again because they fucking popped as when they hit Money with the finisher. They're in their heels, so they weren't supposed to pop. They had to go back. Yes, they cheered for the fucking Goodfellas. And so they had to go back into the ring and do the finisher on Money again. Poor guy. To fucking get the angle over to sell themselves as heels. So then a month later at 0 Hour, it's you, and it turns out to be you and Money Green versus the Goodfellas. I don't know how long it took to put this angle together, but all I can say is it was one of the greatest crowd reactions and the best matches I've ever seen, and I'm mad I wasn't a part of it. Tell me more about this angle, please.
So basically, as I mentioned before, like Ace came up with the idea of the tag team, and we teamed up. I think we've teamed up together the first time around October or so. Basically, had to set it up. They had me and Shorty to the singles match.
I remember that.
Money Green interfered, and they both jumped in, and Ace made the save.
Money Green jumped in at that match. He said, "Pork is bad for your arteries."
And then later on that night, Ace going against Money Green in the singles match. Then Shorty interfered, and I returned the favor save, and they actually booked another match almost immediately. Us and I believe it was Short Change at the time, right?
Yeah, it was Short Change.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bonus match, Short Change, and I don't think it was called Bacon and Eggs at the time. Porkchop and Ace for the tag titles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We rocked the freaking house. That's actually my first main event match. All my rookie year.
I remember your debut, man. You were fucking you no matter what you say, the dancing was fucking hot, but you improved from over there. And your wrestling ability kind of spoke out, past the dancing. But go on with the angle. I'm sorry.
And then we was about to beat the champions for the titles, and then Money Green basically pulled a ear to grill hat trick where you had a steel chair, and then he smacked him against the mat, and then tossed it to me or Ace or whoever, and then fell down, and the referee turned around. I guess he thought I hit him, and the call for the big.
That was so great! Oh my god!
Yeah.
And so, when did you guys realize, like, hey, this is what we're gonna do at 0 Hour? This is gonna be our WrestleMania show.
I want to say probably about a couple of weeks after that first show, after that first team up.
Right.
I saw some rumors going like, "Hey, y'all getting so over? We probably put the belts on y'all," which would have been fine with me. Like, I'm the kind of guy like, okay, that's who you are. Like, I'm game for what you want.
Hell yeah. That's I mean,
Yep.
that's how you fucking get titles, man. It just happens.
Exactly.
But
I guess the whole thing with the standards of practice concussing apparently Ace taking basically team up with a bunch of tag team partners try to get the titles off of the Goodfellas. I teamed up with Kyle Cage at one point.
Yep, I remember.
Yep. I was like, thank God y'all my side this time instead of opponents. Woo!
One of my man, and not to divert too far from the story, but after this, I'd like to tell the I don't know if you remember this. Remember the night that Ace asked Kyle to shoot on him?
Oh my God.
Oh fucking hell! But so yeah, you guys got the you set the angle up. You knew it was good, and then going into the match, when was it decided that Ace was no longer going to be a part of it, and you were going to switch out with Money Green? Was I don't know if he retired. I don't know what the shoot on that was.
Yeah, I want to say probably about a month or so before 0 hour.
Okay, so you had time to plan it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a last minute decision.
And then the next match I had against the Goodfellas, it was actually just against Shortchange. Is Shortchange against me and Titan, which is still to this day probably one of my favorite matches I've been involved in.
Oh yeah.
The longest match. I think his match lasts like 20 or 30 minutes or so.
You know why I always remember that match, the one with you and Titan?
Yeah, why?
So me and Shorty and the Goodfellas are like, shoot, me and them are really good friends, and we used to party after the shows a lot. So me and Shorty had this game. I was serious about this, that we'd punch each other in the nuts. And so I remember you came out and you're out, next to the curtain, and Shorty's in the ring with me cutting a promo, and I'm announcing everybody. And like, oh my Jesus, as soon as it went dark to announce Titan, he turns around and just pops me right in the head of the dick. In the middle of the ring, in front of everybody, dog. Damn. And so I'm like, all right, bitch. All right. And I remember that night we're at the hotel, drinking, doing the shoot thing and whatever. And we're sitting there. Me and Shorty just had this moment where it was like, damn it, I love you, man. I love you too. And he was sitting on the bed, and I was like standing in front of him. Yeah. And he had his legs wide open, and he was in his boxers. And oh my God, I think I made him have a baby out of his ass. I wish I could find it. There's a 2-minute video to this day of Shorty like on the ground crying. Oh my God, I think I gave birth.
Did his voice go up an octave or two?
I don't think he had one. It was like a dry raspy, like, oh, when your nuts go up in your stomach and you like got to recuperate it on the ground and throw up for a minute.
Yep.
It was one of them. And like, oh, Shorty Smalls, dude, if you're watching this, I fucking love you, buddy. And we need to get back and do some nut shots again. But so do you remember shot on Ace?
Woo! I know I'm good at anything. I ain't that stupid as challenge Ace or not Ace Kyle to a shoot fight. I'm like, I'm trying to live to see another day.
And Ace is a big guy, man, so I was kind of like, when I heard the rumor backstage, I was like, all right, I want to see what happens, and
I knew it was going to be pretty though, either way you slice it.
And what I remember specifically, and Kyle got that one. Kyle got the shoot on that one, and I'm okay with saying that. And I'd be willing to bring Ace on here to talk about it, because I'm sure that's something he'd like to talk about. But when I knew it was serious was when he was under the hood as like Red Cobra or some shit, side of the ring going, Kyle, and while he's beating the shit out of Ace, and he's like screaming his shoot name in front of the whole crowd, and I'm standing out here like, I think this is breaking kayfabe a little bit, isn't it?
And I bet you everybody's wondering, like, who the heck is Kyle?
Who the fuck is Kyle?
I guess he's trying to calm him down, You knew like, the shit was about to hit. Like, hey, cool it.
I think it hit the fan and slung, from what I remember. But it was like, well, as soon as he said Kyle, I was like, no fucking way. And coming from DuPont, you know, like the veteran of the business, one of the older guys in the locker room, it was like, okay, this is serious.
Yeah, that's when you know the shit's all right there.
And
Wow.
wow, like shit. I just remember so many great memories with you guys that, and I had to get away from it because some of the people that were getting involved with it were a little bit toxic. And it's not to name any names, but agents and, you know, investors. You know who I'm talking about, I'm sure. But really, I honestly, man, between all of those people and GXW, and I think altercation with everybody, I think the only issue me and you ever had was with my incessant and irresponsible use of the N-word in my teen years.
Oh my Lord! When I heard you say that, I thought I saw the blood of Jesus.
And I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was telling this story earlier, and I'll never forget it. We were outside, I think in Hopewell at 0 hour, throwing the football, just bullshitting in the parking lot, or it might have been at the county fair. I don't know. And
yeah, I think it might have been at Chesterfield, I think I want to say.
I don't remember specific. And I just let it slip, you know. And I knew you'd already previously told me you didn't, you know, that's a no around you, and I respect that. And I just let it slip. But I remember you dropped the football and turned around, and like you had me like cornered against the back of a truck, like, say it again, motherfucker, say it again. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Porkchop, every time I'm around a black man and that word crosses my mind for the rest of my life, I have say it again, like permanently ingrained into my shit. I want to thank you for that.
That sound like Pinky for next Friday.
Yeah, I mean for real. And it was, now I look back at it, it's fucking funny as hell. But it's things like that. And I was a kid, like 16, 17 at this time. I wasn't even a grown man yet. So
you were that young?
Oh, I was young. I was maybe 18. Maybe I might have been just turned 18 when this happened. But that's still, you know, young and stupid. So, but I just want to thank you guys, man, realistically, because a lot of the just general respect teachings that I got from being around y'all as like a wrestlerhood, they stay through the rest of my life.
Right.
And real shit, I wouldn't have that, and I wouldn't be who I am today without the people at GXW, without you, Dave. I'll even say without Ace, because we had some shit and we both grew from that and became better people. And right. It's just like people are afraid to be real, man. People are afraid to shoot on the indie circuit and talk about what really happened because they think, oh, we can't break the story. Nobody cares. But part of wrestling is knowing that these guys are real people and they're sacrificing bits of their life to bring you this entertainment.
Exactly.
Anybody that's ever been in the business, you know, like it's a sacrifice. It's a fucking, it's not a work all the time, 24/7. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There's a lot of fucking driving home at 3 a.m. with flat tires, and you only made $40 on a show. Like, after working with you guys, I went to a place called Mega Pro Wrestling in West Virginia. And this is, I'm not shooting anybody down when I say this, because I understand how the business works sometimes.
Yeah.
But I had voluntarily chosen to drive all the way to West Virginia for some wrestling work, knowing that I was not going to get paid but so much.
Right.
The first night I went as an announcer, I made $25, which was, you know, I'm cool with that. It was enough gas to get home in my Nissan. I'm cool with that.
There you go.
The second time I went out there, they paid me $5. And no matter how much I loved the business and everything, I couldn't justify it. You know, so I cut myself out again for a while.
That sounds like a slap in the face. Like, how are you gonna go from 25 to 5? Like, come on. I'd much rather you not even give me a damn. So like, the fuck is $5? What's $5 gonna get you nowadays?
And they you know, they said it. They had a bad door that night, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I'm cool with it. But the realism of it was, I had to call somebody and get them to PayPal me money just to get home from that show. And when you're driving out of state to go work and make money, you should never have to do that.
Exactly.
And I don't tell this story to out there like that. I just want people to know the realism of what happens in the wrestling business.
Exactly. Hey, can I tell you a quick story? Basically, how I got stiff on pay.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, by all means, brother.
I was working the show about a couple years ago in North Carolina. I'm not going to mention the promotion itself. Basically, he called me up to sub for somebody for the show in North Carolina. Like, yeah, I'm available. I can make myself available. And I believe, show for a bull rope match or a dog collar match or something. So anyway, went into the show. And ironically, that's actually the same day I lost my wallet. So I basically, had it not been for Ace, I probably wouldn't have been able to make the show because I had no freaking money to get there. So went and did the show, did my thing, did the match. Went up to Mona like, hey, so what you think of the match? Oh, I loved it, brother. I loved it. Da, 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 da.
Gave you the whole Trump spill.
Yep. So you know how we do it when it comes time for you. Okay, I do service. Now it's time for you to fulfill your end of the bargain or the obligation of. That's what this guy told me.
I know it's gonna be good because there's a pause.
Yeah. This one. He told me, your pay is in Ace's envelope. I'm like, why would it be in his envelope? We weren't even tag teaming at the time.
Yeah, we're two different entities.
Yeah, so I pretty sure like, this son of a bitch is gonna stiff me my goddamn pay. So damn well I had no money, I lost wallet or anything. All of a sudden he decided like I'm not worthy of being paid. Like, okay, I see where this is going.
Fucking wrestling.
So I went up to Ace and like, Ace, I'm ready to go. Let's go. He pretty much knew something. So like, I'll tell you a little bit. Just let's go. I'm ready to go. We got in the car. So I basically told him what happened. Like, yeah, this motherfucker basically stiffed me on the pay. He didn't give me shit. I'm like, what? So basically, what Ace did, he actually took whatever the promoter gave him. He actually gave me his pay to give to me. What the promoter was supposed to give me. At first, I turned out like, no, man, don't you worry about it. I just have to take this L right here. That's your money. No, that's bullshit, man. You went out there, you did your job, you entertained the crowd. Fuck that promoter, your pay.
And you know, realistically, even hearing that just tells story to like both you guys' characters. Honestly, exactly. That's good shit from both of you because I've been as a stagehand, and being a stagehand is another business like this where camaraderie. Like you gotta have somebody's back, like you'd want them to have yours. My very first, and I won't get too in depth into this because this is not a stagehand podcast; it's a wrestling podcast. But my very first time working a stage gig, I went to Ohio and got stranded out there, like as in didn't have gas money to get back. And because I went out there unprepared with a car full of clothes that I was going to sell in the parking lot of the concert I was going to see. And that's what I was going to get my gas money back. I was literally going out there off of my hustle and tuition to get back. And what happened was I happened to have a friend in Ohio that was working rave excision music festival in Legend Valley. And I told him, hey, I'm coming out here to see this concert tonight if you want to hang out. And he said, yeah, fuck that. Just come out. We'll go see the concert, but come out here and stay with me and work for a couple weeks. I had the only clothes I had to my name were the clothes I brought out there to sell, which were fucking Insane Clown Posse t-shirts. And so he brought me back to the campsite and I met the dude that ran the whole thing. And they got me a job for like $25 an hour. And I slept in my car for like 3 or 4 weeks in the hot, blazing sun. But I stayed out there and made that money. And anytime I needed like a pair of socks or fucking anything, one of them dudes was there.
Oh, wow.
And that's like, that taught me, that's the type of camaraderie that I like to have anywhere that I work. You know what I mean? I want to be able to trust people. But shit like this Teddy Hart stuff, man, just makes it hard to fucking trust people, man. But
who you telling?
I want to say you're a saint.
He just reminded me I prefer to live alone because you can't trust people these days.
Yeah, but you know, hopefully, all in hindsight, and I know you probably feel the same way about this. The man, if he needs help, he needs to get it, and
Exactly. I hope he gets it.
and we really do, man. And anybody that may be listening to this or that may listen to this in the future, because I'm sure the views on this are going to go up after it gets posted. This is not to trash Teddy Hart. This is not, and I did not make this platform to trash people. I made this platform to give wrestlers an honest, unbiased place that they can speak their mind about what's really going on in the business.
Right.
And
Jesse, I like to take this time to actually make a statement regarding Teddy.
Go ahead, brother.
Some people probably gonna think like, "Hey, John or Porkchop or whatever." Even all that, do you actually hate Teddy? And honestly, I don't hate the guy or even dislike him. I just want to clean his act up and get the help that it needs.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't really, as far as the whole thing goes with Maria, I hope they never have to fucking see each other again, because that just makes me sick that somebody that I trained with had to go through something like that. But
and I hope she prosecutes his ass to the fullest extent of the law, because that was highly repugnant what he did, totally out of order.
I mean, truly, I this is gonna happen because I know she's busy and very reclusive and probably doesn't want to talk about this subject. I'd like to have her to tell her side of the story. Right. Realistically,
I'm sure she'll probably talk to you one day, like this is matter of when or whatever. But
yeah, I don't
blame her for not wanting to talk about it. Really,
yeah, so. I don't want to put her public right now because that's just fucked up, especially with everything she just threw. I couldn't do that, but I want to say thank you for taking the time, knowing that this was like a tense situation right now, for trusting me to give you a platform to speak on. I want to say thank you for that.
And thank you for having me.
Hey, we're getting up here to the hour and 8-minute mark, and I pretty much think we've covered what we need to. But just to wrap things up in general, ladies and gentlemen, this is Porkchop Johnson that's on the phone with me right now. He was Teddy Hart's former roommate and one of the nicest guys I think I've ever met. If you want to, I'm gonna give Porkchop a minute real quick before we get off here to plug all of his stuff and anywhere you might be able to find him or his wrestling. But I just want to say, this guy, and this is not me just trying to put you over, but from the day you stepped in a ring for the first time, I knew you were only going to grow from there. You weren't a stale talent. And even though you emulated things from like Atomic Dog and other wrestlers, wrestling recycles things all the time. And I feel like you, if anything, you're just keeping the legacy of that generation of wrestling alive, doing it almost better, just as good, if not better than they did.
Exactly.
And so I want to give you a second here before we get off. Tell them anything you want to tell them about where they can find you, anything you want to say to Teddy, anybody that might be listening. Just, cut your promo and let people know what you got to let them know.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say about the coronavirus, make sure everybody take care of each other, wash your hands, look after your loved ones, and basically in the mortal words of Jerry Springer, take care of yourselves and each other. And I don't know if any Hart family members are listening. If they are listening,
I hope.
Please. I know Teddy seems like a pain in the ass at times. Please don't give up on him. Make sure he gets the help he needs. I believe there's hopes on there. You gotta want to be helped. You gotta want it.
And that's no truer words have ever been spoken. Teddy Hart, if you're watching this, man, if anything in this podcast upsets you, I would love to give you an opportunity to come on here and tell your side of the story, because I believe in having an unbiased platform for people to speak on. And, I'm glad it didn't get any worse than it did. Just with much, much respect, I just have to say that Teddy Hart, get your fucking shit together, because people love you.
Yes.
And you don't want to make those people look stupid.
And please, I just hope and pray to God. It may be a fucked up thing for me to say. I feel like if he doesn't get his shit together, he could very well be a subject on the television series Dark Side of the Get his stuff together. Please.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the New Jack episode to come out.
Yeah, that should be very interesting.
New Jack is my fucking dude. And hey, man, honestly, once this whole thing blows over, I'm going to be back on here, and I would love to have and
yeah, definitely
just discuss some recent wrestling shit. But I think we're going to go ahead and pull this one to a close now. And once again, dude, thank you. And when the season heats up, I may have some bookings for you. Like I already.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Can't wait for that.
Absolutely. Well, Porkchop, thank you for being on here. And if you want to find any more Porkchop Johnson, just where can they find your matches on YouTube?
So far, I don't have any matches on YouTube. So far, I'm gonna see if I can come up with a YouTube channel. Maybe post some of my matches on there.
You have some up there, but you don't have like a home database for just yours.
No, currently not yet, but that could change in the near future. So,
hey, when you get it ready, man. When you get it ready, come back on here.
Get ready for those matches. So.
Yeah, and make those fucking shirts. UNA's better make those fucking shirts.
Yeah, you better believe, because a brother got to make money in case my merchandise dries up.
Coronavirus. All right, brother. Well, it's been an honor talking to you, man. Thank you so much for being on here with me today.
Thank you,
buddy. Wow. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That was Porkchop Johnson. He was the former roommate of Teddy Hart. And, you know, retrospectively, I'm just going to tell my generalized feelings about this whole thing because I know it can, I know things can change quickly. But as it sits right now, Maria Manic, I know we weren't the closest of friends, but we were in training together. And if by some miracle you happen to see this video, take as much time as you need and worry about yourself. And I understand this is a difficult time for you. It's probably best that we're going through this coronavirus thing right now because I wouldn't imagine what it would have been for you like to have to go on TV during this time. But Maria, I wish the best for you, and I'm glad they were there to save you, or you know, to make it not any worse. Ultimately, it's a fucked up situation because when you love somebody so deeply and you want them to be good, and it's just, this is honestly where I draw a blank, because I know people have been in your situation before, and I know it's hard, but just please don't let this venom back into your life. Just let it go and move on. As far as Teddy Hart goes, look, man, I said what I needed to say in the interview. As I don't even think you really care what I have to say about you because I'm nobody. But I'm going to tell you anyway, and I'm going to tell these people because I feel like they need to know. I don't think that you are a bad person. Not at all. I think you have been allowed by people around you to continue down a path of self-destructive behavior to where you've become, to where you think that's acceptable. And that's not 100% your fault, because people around you that are friends that care about you should tell you, hey, you're fucking up. I don't know if you've had anybody like that in your life. I would imagine so. Being in the Hart family, I would imagine that somebody has done or said something like this to you before. But I just wish you the best, man. And please, for the love of fucking Christ, whatever drugs you're doing, get some help, man. And this is coming from somebody that's had the police at their house because they tried to kill themselves before. And I feel adult enough in that situation to understand that I needed help. And this is coming from a wrestling fan. I would like to see you do good. I would like to see you looked at as a respectable wrestler. It's a great subject, and I don't really want to stay in it anymore. But if you want to find out any more about this Teddy Hart, Maria Manic, Ace Montana, Porkchop thing, you can go to my last podcast. I read off Porkchop's post on the MF and Dirty's Late Night Luau about how this whole Teddy Hart thing happened. And I felt like it was only right to come on here and give him some type of platform to where he could express this in full detail. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know it was a little bit grim tonight. I know we weren't as upbeat and happy as we usually are, but we got to lynch a fucking piece of shit all over the internet. And hopefully after this hazing now, he has learned his lesson and can take a good fucking, take his fucking juice box and go up the fucking road somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Evil the ShitGod, or some of you might know me as Jesse Daniels. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight to the finishing move on. This has been a very successful podcast as far as terms of how our other show used to go. And I want to keep doing it for you guys. I like W.I.D.E TV. I like everything that we're doing right now. I like the team that I have behind us, the other co-hosts. And realistically, I think even after this coronavirus shit's over, we're going to keep doing this just to give you guys something real. You know what I mean? Something real about our lives. So my name is Jesse Daniels, a.k.a. Evil the ShitGod. This has been The Finish with Porkchop Johnson. And if you want to follow Porkchop Johnson, his shoot name is John Johnson on my Facebook. I don't know if he wants me telling you guys that, but he can come on here and yell at me for giving away his Facebook on another show. So you guys go hit up Porkchop, buy some merch from him, and support your local indie wrestlers. Support every local indie person at this time because they're suffering. Everybody's suffering. I'm going to shut up and get off of here. I want to thank you guys for joining me on The Finishing Move. And we will be back next Saturday night with another guest that will be announced very shortly. Stay tuned.